So today is Tuesday, and you know what that is. That means it's No Filter Tuesday. And today I'm speaking to three incredible ladies that are all self-made and have built their own careers, and they are YouTubers. And I've been a YouTuber for about 1.5 years, so I'm hoping that these ladies, and I'm going to tell you their names, we have Liza Koshy, Lilly Singh, and Patricia Bright, that these three ladies are going to be able to give me some tips and how I really work this platform. So ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Patricia Bright. Hi, Patricia.
Hello, Naomi. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Thank
Lovely
you for
to
doing
see
No
you.
Filter.
No, thank you for having me on. Honestly, it's an honor to see you
Can I
again.
ask, where are you in the world?
Currently at home, currently in South London, in my back
Yay.
garden, in my outdoor studio. So it's like an office away from home, but I'm here in London, yes.
Patricia, I want to ask you, I think I first met you last year at the Fashion Relief pop-up. Is that right?
That is correct. Yes. Yeah. We met there.
Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you
No,
so much for supporting
I've
Fashion
been
Relief.
really involved with it. Yeah. It's great.
And I remember you were pregnant then.
Yes. I was like 9 months pregnant and 9 months.
They kept saying she's
I'm
not
coming.
sure she might have the baby today, so she might not be able to come.
A lot's happened since then.
A lot's happened since then.
Yeah.
A lot, right?
Yeah.
So jumping right in from the beginning, where were you born and where did you grow up?
So I was born in London. I was born in Tooting, St George's Hospital. So I'm a South London girl. So we have
You
that
really are, through and through.
Slightly in common. So yeah, I was born in South London, bred here, but my family are of Nigerian heritage.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Patricia, when did you start your YouTube channel?
So it was about 9 years ago. It wasn't like a plan. It wasn't a thing. It wasn't a business. It was just like I was sending videos to other girls who I used to talk with about makeup and beauty. I was sending them videos about like what I was using in my routine. And it just happened to be that YouTube was the way we could send videos to each other. But yeah, about 9 years ago.
And is it true that you kept your channel a secret at first? Because I heard that you would record secretly in the bathroom. Is this true?
Yeah, very, very true. Because in the early days, it wasn't a thing. It was, what are you doing? You're recording yourself, you're sending videos to people on the internet. It kind of had a very bad connotation. So I didn't want anybody to know that I was doing this because people would be scared, you know, a young girl sending videos of herself. Like, what is this all about?
I understand what you mean.
Yeah,
and I mean,
yeah.
Was that also you didn't want your family to know?
My family wouldn't even get it. They're like, they barely know what I do now. So they wouldn't have got it at the time. But it's because of where I was working. I was like in the corporate world. So it was deemed very unprofessional to be on the internet, like very unprofessional based on the industry I was in.
So you were very shy about this, I take it.
Yeah.
And you kept it a secret for how long?
Over a year, over 2 years. There was actually a time.
So what would you do? You'd go in the bathroom, and how long would you stay in the bathroom?
Well, not for 2 years. No, but what happened? So I was at university. So my mum and dad didn't know. And then like I was just doing it with a housemate, but I would just kind of be whispering in the bathroom. And then when I got home, I'd do it on the weekend or when my parents were at work. And then when I started working, again, it was more like a weekend thing, but nobody in my like real world knew about it other than my boyfriend at the time knew I was doing this thing. And I was getting some followers, but it wasn't something that I publicized or told anybody about. And there was even a time where I deleted my channel because I put it on private actually, because someone found out about it at work. And I was so embarrassed, I took it down.
So now, when did you recognize that this could become a business for you?
When I got like my first accidental project, when someone was willing to offer me like big numbers for something, I was like, oh, this could be a thing. And I've been doing a couple of little projects here and there, getting a few freebies, and it was cute, but not enough to be like, I could live off this. But there was one moment where it clicked. So I was like, okay, this could be a potential business and not just a hobby. But that was about 4 years in.
4 years in.
Yeah.
So you funded it yourself, you did everything yourself up until 4 years.
Oh yeah, and even till now, I fund everything myself as well.
I
Yeah.
hear you. I know you have a degree in finance and accounting from University of Manchester. I mean, has that come in handy at all with managing your own channel and taking care of your life in this business world?
Honestly, no. I'd say that the degree of life has taught me a lot more. Obviously, there's things that I know about accounting and finance, but it didn't help me. It wasn't the thing that helped me get to where I was right now.
Tell me about your channel, the first video you ever did. How was that? And what was it about?
I think my first video was like a Primark haul, because I was a broke student. Actually, I might have gone vintage shopping, because I used to go vintage shopping in Manchester. So yeah, there's this place that I used to go to and get loads of bargains. I think I did like an unboxing of like my vintage haul, something like that.
And what is the secret like to creating a successful episode or blog on YouTube? What is the secret content? Is there like a beginning, middle, end that you need to insert in making sure that it really gets those numbers?
No, YouTube loves changing it, because I think they think that if someone cracks the code, they're just going to keep doing it. But I think it's really important to be consistent, like always keep going, look at what's happening in the YouTube world and try again, like try something new every single time.
How many times do you post a week?
At the moment, just about once, but I've got over 3,000 videos. I've done videos like consistently for the last 9 years. I haven't played around with it.
And do you have like the best of Patricia Bright videos?
I haven't done that yet. I feel like that's something I should do, but I've got favorites, and I know what people love their old favorites that they have, that they remind me that they loved.
What tips would you give? First of all, what tips would you give to anyone who's starting their YouTube channel for the first time? What would be the basic foundation that they should know? Make sure your videos sound good. Audio is really important. I think audio is more important than how things look. Just make sure that there's not noise in the background. It's just hard to listen to. And then like you can model what other people do, but the best way to be amazing is you have to do what authentically comes to you to do naturally. So be yourself. Exactly. Yeah. And don't be embarrassed and don't be ashamed. If you're dumb, you're dumb. If you're a geek, you're a geek. You have to bring what is authentically, naturally you to the table. Got it. What tips would you give me, Patricia? Because I'm fairly new, as I said, and I'm learning from all of you. And so today I was like very much looking forward for what I'm going to learn from all of you in terms of tell me some improvements I can do on No Filter. Give me some tips, please. How are you going to give the queen tips? I don't think of me as Naomi Campbell, the model. Think of me as the YouTuber. Oh my gosh. The tips that I would give to you. I mean, I think with all your, I think you're quite a flamboyant person. I mean, yeah. I can be very quiet and introvert, and I can be very flamboyant, as you say. So there's definitely two sides. Love for you, to bring your unapologetic self, everything to the camera. Don't hold back. Do you think they're truly ready for that? It doesn't matter. Actually, and this is what the people want. We want it all. I mean, I have to be honest, really, when I sit in front of this, I started this just sitting on my dining table because I wanted to know what are my friends doing in these COVID times, right? Yeah. So it's very simple for me. There is no like plan or fixture or anything, So I mean, what you see is who I am.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm thinking about doing an episode where I just going to sit here and answer the questions.
yeah.
Thinking about that. But I don't hold back in saying, oh, I can't say that. No, I just flow
Yeah,
with how it flows, and that's
it's
what you
true.
get.
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
there anything you want to say to the audience of just encouraging all those young and your supporters? You have so many supporters, Patricia. What would you like to say to them, especially in these times where a lot more people are having to work from home and adapt to doing new things?
I actually think I tweeted this the other day, but it's that, what's happening today is not forever, and that whatever you can take from this moment, use it as a tool to strengthen you and to provide a foundation for the times where things are going to be better. Because you can't have great times, bad times forever. So if this is the worst, have expectations for more. Something better is coming.
But I feel like, and I totally agree with you with that, amen. But I feel like YouTubers have really not suffered through this pandemic.
Oh, I would disagree, because what's the definition of suffering, right?
And I
Like,
say in the sense of uploading, well, they can't go out and about and do their shows. They
yeah.
have to be more creative within themselves and within their surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
But they've got the time on their hands to create. They have more time
Mm-hmm.
to create.
But I think that everybody has the opportunity to create. I think humans, we are all meant to create. We're all meant to create something, even if it's we're gardening or we're making babies or we're drawing.
Absolutely.
We're all meant to do that. And I
Yeah.
also think this was a great time to see what YouTubers or what creators have something of value, because a lot of people didn't have anything to do but to keep shopping. Like, I'm shopping, I'm shopping, I'm shopping. They didn't
I
have
see.
anything to bring to the table.
I'm learning something from you now. I understand
So I
what you're
think
saying.
it's
Yeah.
really important that, and I've seen also everyday normal people, like my friends who've picked up all these like exercise routines, all these walking routines. They've done so much in their lives in this period of time. So it hasn't been easy for every YouTuber. I know people have struggled because they don't really know what to do if they weren't at a paid for event. And I
Oh, I
think
see.
it's actually shown who's of value, who can say what are we going to do in this season. I think that's what you've done with this podcast. You want to bring people on and have a conversation. Not everyone's done that. Some people have done nothing or done exactly what they did before. So it's all, it's shown who can or can't be creative.
So being your authentic self is really coming to play here.
For sure, for sure.
Yeah. Well, Patricia Bright, I want to thank you so much for your time today. Thank you so much. And thank you for all that you teach us on your channel and guide us in doing, advising us. I know I'm gonna need some help somewhere. If you've got any tips for me, tell it now or send me a text. Let me know. There's always time for improvement for everything.
Yeah, I want you to tell someone off. I want you to tell someone like, no, honey, change that. Your eyebrows are not right.
Oh, you want me to say to a guest? See, the thing is, well,
or like people want that hardcore advice. Like, give it to them. Like,
well, if I'm doing a show where I'm going to be giving advice, that's cool. I can do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think it would be nice of me or kind of me to say that to a guest who's coming on to talk about their career if they're in another type of career. As an artist, as an actress, as a singer, you know what I mean?
Sure. Well, maybe
they're not going, you can say it to me. You can tell me, Patricia, your eyebrows need doing. I'll say, Patricia, I know. I haven't had them waxed for a couple months and they're losing shape. There is no shape. And because I can't do eyebrows, I'm just leaving them.
But no, yours looks fantastic today. But maybe actually this could be a piece of advice then is, I know you've got such an amazing community of like, your network is wild, right? But there's the everyday women who are going to love you, who are going to want to talk to you and connect with you. Bring on an everyday girl. Bring on someone who's in your comments, that auntie, that daughter, someone over there. Bring them on, have a conversation with them, and hopefully they won't be too starstruck. But I think that people would really love that as well.
Okay, I'm taking that advice. Thank you so much. Thank you
No
so
worries.
much for your time. Thank you to your hubby, and kiss your babies.
Thank you
And
so
I
much.
hope to see you soon in Kiss South London.
I will do.
Thank you, Patricia. Thank you
worries.
so much.
Okay, bye.
Thank you, my darling. For our next guest, I mean, she's got 2 shows on NBC. 2. It's no other than Lilly Singh. Where are you?
Oh, I'm here. Thank you so much for having me.
Well, my goodness, you are a hardworking woman, Lilly. Thank you for...
Tell me more, please. Thank you.
Thank you for taking time to do No Filter, because I know you're extremely busy.
Oh, the feeling is so mutual. Thank you for taking the time to chat with me.
Thank you. But I want to just tell you, I first knew of you by your pseudonym, which is Superwoman.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so why did you pick Superwoman? Why didn't you go under your own name?
Because in 2010, when I started my YouTube channel, I was a stupid person that didn't understand copyright and how the world worked. And so I was like, I really love this song. I don't know if you know the song, Naomi. Back in the day, there was a song by Lil Mo featuring Fabulous. It was called Superwoman. And Alicia Keys also had a song called Superwoman. And these were my 2 favorite songs. And so when I was thinking of a username, I was like, I've been calling myself Superwoman for a while. Let's do that. Because I honestly didn't think it would become what it is today, and I beat myself up every day for not just picking Lily. Because now when I call myself Lily, people actually get like physically upset at me. Like,
Lily?
Superwoman. Yeah, exactly.
Superwoman. So you've crossed over from, you've done the inevitable, like YouTube into television, and now you have 2 shows, Lily. That's incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Yeah, I have my late night show and I had an NBC comedy special, and girl, straight up, it's been tough. It has not been easy. It is going from a world where you do everything yourself, where I shot myself, edited myself, wrote myself. I used to use literally a plant to focus. Like I would put a plant where I was standing, run to the camera, focus. And then when you go into a set that's like hundreds of people, it's a very steep learning curve. And
not doing that for you.
Right. It's almost a little stressful. It's stressful because one, girl, I don't know what everybody does. Like, I don't know what every job means. So someone will come up to me and they'll be like, I'm the script coordinator. And I'm like, okay. Okay. What does that mean?
Do you find yourself, because of that, you have trained yourself and you know that Superwoman can do it all on her own? Do you find that when you're on set on your different shows, that you want to, when someone's not lighting you right, or when someone's not got the right angle for you? How do you cope with that?
Yeah, it's been a bit of a balancing act. With certain things, I definitely do want a voice, whether it's writing or direction. I'll be like, oh, no, I think we should shoot it like this, or the joke should go like this. Having said that, I feel like today who I am, I'm smart enough to know that I should delegate to a team and I should trust a team. Trusting a team is so important. And so when
getting to know you.
Exactly. Because a lot of this is, being a smart person means that you're the dumbest in the room. Like, I'm a smart person if I've put a very smart team around me. And so I should have a lighting person that will light 1,000 times better than I ever will. And I'm smart because I put them in that position. So now I don't have to think about lighting. So it's definitely been a balance.
You can think about the things that you need to think of.
Exactly.
That you need to do. I understand exactly what you're saying about delegating and the trust to delegate.
Yeah. It's hard though. It's hard though.
It's fun. I mean, once you got it down and you got your team, you got your team solid, it's amazing. It just flies.
Yeah, I sleep now, so that's cool.
I hear that. Oh my goodness. Your vlogging, led to network deals. Can you tell us about how that came about?
Yeah, so I had a vlog channel and a main channel, and I put myself on a schedule. So I didn't have any boss on YouTube being like, you have to upload this. No, I did daily vlogging on my own, and I uploaded 2 scripted pieces of comedy twice a week, which is a lot. 2 pieces of scripted comedy.
So you did daily uploads?
Yes, and the scripted comedy. Because I'm a crazy, insane person. And I kept going at it. I'm not the product of a viral video. I never had a video that exploded, and that's the reason I have my career. Just every video just chipped away, and every video added on, and it was very slow.
Stepping stone.
Exactly. And so, you know, I did an NBC pilot a couple years ago that didn't move forward. And I remember I was so heartbroken. And this is a testament to the fact that I believe there are no failures. There's only learning. When the pilot didn't go forward and I was heartbroken, what actually happened was that I tested very well in the pilot. So that's how NBC got on to me because of a failed pilot. And they then offered me the late night show. And so everything happens for a reason, y'all.
Everything happens for a reason, right?
Yeah.
You weren't meant to have that particular gig, but you got something else that works better for you.
Mm-hmm.
And having been that it's late night, do you get away with certain things more than you would before 10 p.m.?
Hell no, girl. I always am in season 1, I'm always like, can I say this? And they're like, no. I'm like, what about this? No. That's definitely a learning curve for me. Is there's certain things you cannot do and say, and that's different because on YouTube, I can kind of do and say almost anything I want.
You want.
You know what I mean?
It's your content.
So that's definitely been a learning curve, and we're still learning, but it is what it is.
May I ask you, Lily, so where were you born and where did you grow up?
I was born in Scarborough. Actually, my dog's name is Scarborough as well. This is him.
Oh,
This is
Scarborough.
Yeah, it's in Toronto. So I'm a Canadian. I was born in Toronto. My parents are from India, northern India, Punjab. And I moved to LA about 6-ish years ago.
Loving it? Well, you gotta be there for what you're doing.
That's the thing. I think my career got to a point where I was constantly traveling, you know, when traveling was allowed back in the world. I was constantly traveling to LA like 2 times a month. And I was like, this is getting ridiculous. So let me break it down for you, girl. Indian parents are like this, right? My whole life, I was like, Mom, I'm going to move out. She's like, haha, no. Indian parents believe that you should only move out when you get married. So for me to have moved out because of my career is like my biggest accomplishment till date.
Do you have brothers and sisters?
I do. I have an older sister. She's 6 years older. Beautiful full circle moment. So she's an occupational therapist by trade. And my whole life, I followed her. I got the psych degree like she did. I went to the same school she did. But she now does YouTube. So we have this beautiful relationship where we both teach each other things.
I was speaking to Patricia Bright too, and it's like you all have degrees. It's incredible. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, my parents would have it no other way, ma'am.
I understand.
But it's true.
It's very similar to Jamaican, West Indian families. It's academics. It's very similar to West African families. The same academics. Yeah.
It's just that. But I'm also honestly thankful. Of course, in the moment when I was in school, I had a lot to complain about, like any other, you know, entitled kid. But I think I'm so grateful for that because school really did teach me like putting your head down, doing work, time management,
discipline. Gave you the discipline.
Exactly. So as much as I complained about it now as an adult, I can see that those things are really valuable. They hone in on skills that you really will need.
And you can you think, oh well, that was so long ago. Well, for me anyway. But they somehow it all stays there.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Remember when you need to take something from that time, you can.
Absolutely, for sure.
How old were you when you started your YouTube channel?
Well, let's think. I'm 21 now, so no kidding.
Baby.
I started when I was 10 years ago, actually. So like 22, 23.
Amazing.
Yeah. Oh my God. I was so young. Oh my goodness. I just had a moment. I was 22, 23 when I started making YouTube videos. Yes.
I mean, is that considered, because tell me, I'm still learning.
Yeah.
So is that considered young in YouTube world?
I think back then it was.
Okay.
You know, the thing is, when I started YouTube, it wasn't common knowledge that it could be a career. It wasn't common knowledge that you could make money. I think I was part of the generation that kind of created an awareness about that. But now kids of every age know, like, you can be a star on YouTube, you can be a TikTok star, you can make money, you can get brand deals. So you see people that are like 15, 16, 17 that are doing things. So when I was doing it, I felt young, but now it would be like ancient almost, I feel.
What do you think I feel? I only started a year and a half ago.
Oh, come on, but you Naomi Campbell, you could do whatever you want.
Let me ask you, when did you know in your life that you had something that could make people laugh? When did you recognize that?
You know, I think as a kid, I always loved entertainment, even though I didn't quite understand what it was. Like growing up, I never thought in my brain that any of these careers were an option because, you know, my Indian parents are very, we want you to go to law school. We want you to do something that we recognize as a job, you know, and things in entertainment, they don't recognize as a job. Like even right now, I don't think my parents know exactly what I do. You know, one time my dad,
they watch your channel
all the time, but they don't know how to explain what that is. Like my dad, one time, this is a true story. I literally heard him tell someone that I like run and I'm the CEO of YouTube. I'm like, that is not true. That is not true.
I'm sure you could be.
Thank you. But no, I think I discovered, you know, as a kid, I loved performing, I loved dancing, I loved entertainment in general. And I think truly when I thought I was funny was my first couple YouTube videos. Like starting YouTube, I would not have described myself as funny. I think when I honed in on the skill of like writing and editing, I was like, oh, actually, you know what? Like I do know how to tell a story and I do know how to perform on a camera. So it was kind of like I was discovering it when other people
had to engage us and have us in fits of laughter.
Thank you. I'm glad.
When did you start doing your first impressions?
So my first impressions were birthed by the trend of, I don't know if you remember this trend, but there's a trend that said like stuff girls say, stuff dads say. Like there was this trend happening on YouTube at that time. And so that was the first time I performed as my mother character and my father character. Because prior to this, and like the OGs know this, I used to just harass my friends to be in my videos. So I would like call my friends, like, I need you to play my mom again. I need you to play. So if you look at my really early videos, I'm not playing my characters. One of my friends are. But then my friends were like, you're annoying, stop calling us. I just started doing them myself. And that's when I really started to discover that I could impersonate and I could kind of do these characters because I never knew that growing up.
Is there anything that you don't discuss on your channel? Do you have kind of a boundary of what you put on and what you don't?
I do have a boundary, and that boundary is anything that involves other people. And when I say that, what I mean is like, I never want to show drama with friends or I keep my relationships private. I keep any family issues private that are aside from me playing characters, just because I feel like, you know, I signed up for this life. It doesn't mean everybody else around me has signed up for it. And I feel like there's a level of respect and something special when things are off. You know, social media is great. This is where I'm a little bit of an old soul. I love social media. I have a career because of social media. But I don't believe every single thing belongs on social media.
I'm with you. I'm the same. Not every single thing now.
I think there's something sacred and respectable about two people that are like, we share this relationship and it doesn't need to be validated by millions of people. And a million people don't need to have an opinion about this either. And
exactly. And I do respect the other people around me. And I think that's one of the reasons why it's taken me so long to say, okay, or to find the right platform where, okay, I'm going to show myself.
Right.
Because I was always worried, more worried not about me. I was worried about what about the other people around me? They may not want their privacy broken.
Exactly. So that's why I always focus my videos on me, my perspective. This is my experience. I'm not talking about like the other day, me and my friend got a fight and she said so and so. I'm not talking about my exes. I think it's just, it's not fair to them, I think.
You know, I saw you at the Met Gala.
Oh, really?
I did. Yeah. I mean, I always get there at the limit. So I'm like pretty much rushed up and rushed in there. But you were at the Met Gala, right?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Okay.
It was my first one.
That was what did you were interviewing? What did you think? I mean, I remember your dress was pretty big.
And my dress was very, very big. I wasn't interviewing, but I was getting interviewed. That's probably where you saw me. It was a huge Jeremy Scott purple, black. It was literally like a radius of 6 feet. But girl, here's the real tea. Is the dress was so long that I wore sneakers underneath it. So I wore straight up sneakers, no one could tell. But I was like, at least I had that. If I lifted up my dress, it was 100%. We're not trying to do it any other way.
You can't get it all, Lily. You had the comfort.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I won't complain. I did have the comfort.
What was the biggest lesson you learned when creating your channel?
I think this lesson took a long time to learn, but I think in the beginning of me making a channel, this is actually a very full circle moment. I think I was trying to be what I thought was cool, you know? So I would like dress a certain way and talk a certain way and didn't really embrace my authenticity, my imperfections. I tried to have this facade of perfection. And something I learned is that that's a hard thing to upkeep for so long. It takes up the fun of things. It's exhausting. So I learned while making my channel that who I actually am is my greatest superpower. And I know that sounds very cliche, but it's true. When I'm being completely myself, completely imperfect, people connect with me the most. And it's funny that I say this because I also felt in season 1 of my late night show, which was, you know, I'm only on season 2 now, but I felt I did the same mistake, to be honest. I felt like I felt pressure into, and if I'm being real with you, like I felt so much pressure because I represented so many people. You know, so many headlines were like, first Indian, bisexual, woman of color. And I was like, okay, like I need to be Indian, I need to be queer, I need to be a woman. So in a lot of season 1, I was like, how many times did I talk about being Indian? Is that too much? Is that not enough? Should I talk about being this more? And I lost myself just a little bit. And so for season 2, which is coming up, something I'm really gonna try to do is just quiet all that noise and be like, I don't
just
care. Just be me. Because what I think is funny, what I think is authentic to me is what I'm going to say without giving into all those pressures.
Right. Lily, what was it like coming out? Because you came out on your channel, am I right?
I came out on Twitter.
What was that like for you?
It was.
Why did you feel the need to come out on Twitter?
Yeah, so before I came out on Twitter, I came out to all my closest friends and family. And the reason I came out on Twitter is because, you know, by this time when I was 30 years old, I was already in the public eye, and I had a very, very deep-rooted fear. It kind of goes back to what we were talking about before. I wanted to control the narrative. I would have been so heartbroken if someone else got to be in front of that conversation, be like, I saw Lily doing this, or I heard Lily. I was like, no, I want to take ownership of this.
You're right.
And another thing is, I think a lot of times when we see people come out, it's associated with a lot of fear, hurt, and all those things are valid and so true and things I went through. But just once I wanted to be like, you know what? I'm going to come up as a celebration, because I know,
Absolutely.
I know a lot of people, especially in the South Asian community, it's rare that we see those moments being celebrated. It's usually associated with like I got this.
Stigma of shame.
It's just like, I wanted to be proud, and I want to say like, this is who I am, and I'm proud, and I wanted to be in control of that narrative. I would have been so happy. Yeah, thank you.
Good for you. I love that. What advice would you give to someone who wants to be a successful YouTuber like you, who wants to be a businesswoman, who aspires to seeing how how your life has become? And I mean, without a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, I know.
Right.
What advice do you give to that person today?
I would tell people, if you want to, I think popping on YouTube and having a business are two separate things. And the reason I say that is because it is very possible to be hot on YouTube doing certain things. But if you want to have a business, you need to think beyond just that moment. I think longevity is a really important mindset. For me, you know, when I was creating YouTube videos, I always wanted it to be a long-term thing. I wanted to be in entertainment.
You knew it then.
Yes. I didn't just want to be a YouTuber and then go on something else. So that I had to think a lot about planting seeds in a lot of places. And a lot of that, if we just simplify it, is being nice. I think my biggest advice for people in a business, I'm well aware in business meetings, people usually don't talk about being nice. If you go to a keynote speech, they're not talking about being nice. They're talking about numbers and stats and strategy. I think the best strategy you can have is being nice and being memorable and making people feel good, because ultimately, like in a lot of situations in my life where I didn't have the budget or I didn't have the biggest show, people have come through for me because they like working with me and they like feeling valued and they appreciate niceness. So I would say that we don't talk enough about being a good person in business, but it is really, really important.
It's important, absolutely. Well, Lilly Singh, are there any tips you can give me?
Oh, cool, you are killing it.
I'm fairly new YouTuber. Are there any tips I can get from you or comments that you think I should tip?
Oh, you're so sweet. I mean, there's nothing I can tell you that you're already doing. I think you're nailing it. I always think a really good interview, shoot, or anything is one where it doesn't feel like work, and I actually like really enjoyed the conversation, and that's exactly what this was. So just keep doing what you're doing. I really enjoyed talking to you. And thank you so much. Honestly, you're a queen legend. I'm humbled that you would take the time to speak.
Oh no, I
appreciate it.
I'm proud of you. As a woman of color, I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you for so many firsts, for what you're doing. And I wish you so much luck, and just keep rising, Lily.
Thank you so much. I appreciate the support.
Thank you so much for your time and coming on No Filter.
Yeah, of course.
Have a great afternoon. Bye,
You too. Bye.
Happy Diwali.
Happy Diwali. Pew, pew.
Our next guest is Granda. And I have so many questions for her. I actually saw her, and I'm going to remind her of it. So, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome legendary Liza Koshy.
Miss Naomi Campbell called me legendary from the legend herself. Girl, it is such an honor to speak with you and be on No Filter today.
How are you?
I'm wonderful now. I'm truly, like, you just called me legendary. What you mean? Look, even my puppy over here.
You have just broken so many boundaries, and it's incredible how many just speaking and knowing and reading about you and speaking about you to Derek. It's like you've just broken so many boundaries. Congratulations.
Girl, I'm just trying to I am mirroring what you have done in the world. You have broken so many boundaries yourself. You have redefined who you are multiple times and not allowed any definition of anybody else to define you. Just what? You know, a compliment like that from someone who inspires you. So thank you. Thank you.
Liza, I saw you last year, right?
At the Met Gala.
Yeah, but excuse me, I didn't want to interrupt you because you were speaking to Harry Styles.
Okay.
And I thought, well, no, I just better breeze past. And plus I was having some hassle with my cape. So I was like, let me get in. But I did see you. How was that for you doing that at the Met Gala?
That moment, if you would have stepped up too and I would have been sandwiched between you and Harry, that would have been an overload for sure. But you're welcome the next time, and I hope that is next.
Let's hope, man. There will be a next time for sure. There will.
Right,
Liza, where were you born? Where did you grow up?
Proud to represent H-Town, Texas, baby, Houston. So Houston, yeah, I grew up in the diverse city that is Houston. I'm headed back there soon for the holidays. I'm excited. Good food. But yes, I was raised on flavor. I was raised on diversity. I was raised on Beyonce. So that's I'm Southern hospitality.
Southern Belle.
Southern Rail.
So how old were you when you started your channel?
I got started, my YouTube channel I started when I was 19. I originally started creating content online when I was about 17. So it was Vine that I really got my start. Rest in peace. But that's where I got my start, was in my junior year of high school. And it was between that junior and senior year that the dynamics between my friends and I or high school and I kind of changed.
Yeah.
Things really took off online then. And then it wasn't until after my first year of college, I got my first year in, girl, and I don't remember it because we partied very hard. Didn't claim a major or anything, but if I did, it would have been business. And now we're in business. Let's go. I went to one year of college, and right after that, I moved out to LA with the blessing of my father. So to have that blessing from a brown parent and to give the green light, like that was all
important. That's important. So you became famous for your skits and your impressions and your videos, obviously. What was one of your favorites? What was the one that really put you up there?
It's one I haven't done yet, and it's my Naomi Campbell impression. It's not very good yet. It tends to go a little Aussie, and I don't want to go Aussie. I'm working on that one. Let me absorb a little more. But no, I created a character called Jet, and it's.
Can I see a little Jet?
You see a little Jet?
Can I see her?
You see him? Oh, Jet's he's very stoic. He's very.
Is it he?
It's a he. It's a he.
Okay, let's see him. May I?
Hello. It's pretty like, yep, it doesn't, not too groundbreaking, but it's very a confident man. Like, you know what
does he give you much? Is he quite just flat, like straight, and you don't get much from him? You don't really know what he's thinking, kind of guy?
Right, you don't know what he's thinking, probably because he's not thinking about very much. He's in his power fully, and he actually can't do anything real well. He's supposed to be like the world's greatest Olympian, but he can't do any kind.
How does he convince us?
He just stares.
It's all in the stare.
You're gonna deny me? I haven't shown you anything, and I never will. I don't owe you anything.
I'm gonna just sashay right through all of this.
Right. I'm gonna who I am and never prove who I am, because you don't.
Have you always done these impressions and skits since what was the earliest you can remember?
Yeah, I think so. I think Halloween's always like my favorite time of year because you get to step into the character and no one questions what's wrong with you. So I always enjoyed characters and these confident personalities that you step into before you go into a big room or before you go into a date. You like expand, you make yourself big, you put yourself forward and be unapologetic about who you truly are. But moments of like you want to feel good and big and bright and confident, you like, yes, let's go. You hype up your mirror and
I need you with me all times.
people
are not going to believe. There are times when I can get out the car and walk in and be okay. And then there are times when I'm like, I don't want to go. No, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I don't want to go. I get there and I'm like, I can't go in. Let me just give me 2 minutes. Let me get myself together. And that happens.
Right. I don't believe you, but the power.
Trust me, it's true. It's honestly, there's people that you know probably that could tell you it's true. What age did you know that you could make people laugh?
Oh Lord, I remember specifically making my grandfather laugh at Christmas. And
was he a hard one to crack?
He is. He's more the stoic character. Maybe that's where I get my inner power for that Jet character from. But he is a writer himself. He's a funny man himself. He's always telling jokes and riddles. And I think seeing that as a kid was like, oh, I like writing. I like jokes and riddles. Like I like expressing myself through different art forms. Like he's versatile, me too. So I remember seeing that. My parents too. They're both theater kids. They met in theater. So,
so your house was a very colorful.
Yeah.
Creative.
Colorful is a good word for loud.
Yeah, but you didn't know what was going to happen from one day to the next?
Never. You never know.
I kind of like that vibe.
I love that. It's a roller coaster I'm willing to ride. It is. I get it, and I identify with you on that vibe.
Yeah. I saw your parody of your 73 questions. Loved. Because I haven't done that. I've been asked to do it, but we haven't been able to. We had a little difficulty trying to maneuver it in COVID times. But I watched yours, and I was like, I can't do that.
It's a one-take wonder, girl. And it really is not one take wonder. It is about 8 takes that we did for the official.
The official one, but your one is amazing. And your one, actually, we have to say this, Liza. Your one, with all of the 73 questions, no disrespect to Condé Nast, with all the ones they've done together, your numbers on your only parody one is way above. So everyone must feel the same way. It was definitely love. And so smart of Anna to then say, will you do the real one?
That was wild. I did not see that coming. I was like, okay, I'm doing my parodies. I love this format. Shout out to Joe who does the 73 questions and is behind the camera. Do one, Joe, do one. But there's it was just I didn't realize I was auditioning when I was doing my own 73 questions with my own characters and my own self. So it was an honor to do 73 questions.
Now, is that the first time that you and Anna connected? Anna Winter?
Yeah, actually, shout out to my girlfriend and manager Courtney, who got me to decorate the cookies right before we shot 73 questions. In my actual video or in my actual interview had Met Gala ? Written on there in icing. And so I showed that to the 73 questions to the camera in that interview. And I think that was like my way of
Bing
into the door. Yeah.
Bing.
Anna, where's that invite?
Why did I come up to the office? So what advice would you give to the young YouTuber, someone out there who's trying to get it together? And I mean, I've asked all of you this question, trying to get it together and establish themselves and get out there and show themselves.
Yes, that's just that. Show themselves. Show all of themselves. You are, you're one of one, very unique person, but you're also all in one. You are a multitude of things. So don't don't feel like you have to stick to a format. Once you've created that format, you enjoy it for as long as you want, but YouTube is a blank canvas for you to just paint and enjoy and express yourself and connect with others. So if there's one day you're like, you know what, I want a filter now, I'm gonna do a filter series instead of no filter, like
you can just do that.
You can just do that. You can create.
But how do you get your people to follow that if you were just to switch and do something else? How would they know?
Because they will know when you continue to do something that isn't actually what you want to do, but rather what you think others expect you to do. Okay. You can tell someone's like, forcing something or putting something on and they're not actually passionate about what they're doing. And when you lose that, you don't see that anymore. So why not step into something that you do feel passionate about and and like people see you glow. And that's inspiring to others too, to like, okay, I don't have
at the end of the day, be your authentic self.
Yes, whatever self
seems to be the real motto of this episode is really to be your authentic self. Are you hearing this, everyone?
You got the title
across the board.
Yeah, but be your authentic selves. There's many of you, and
don't feel any inhibitions. The more you are, the better it is, right? It seems to be.
That's right. No inhibitions, no definitions, nothing. That's what I've really respected about you and your career, is that you have not allowed any headline to define you, not allowed any other being to define you other than your own self. Like you've paved the way in terms of activism, in terms of breaking barriers as a model, in terms of just being a wonderful human. Like your work's truly inspirational.
Thank you.
It's easy to admire.
So when your YouTube channel took off, and it took off, you started getting offers. Nickelodeon, MTV, TRL, films.
Yeah.
So how did you sort that out? How did you now decide where do you want to go? What do you want to do?
Yeah, well, I'll give a shout out to my team/family who helps me navigate this industry of a world. I really just went with like what I truly felt in that moment when the opportunity came up. I would just feel out my gut and see like
it's your gut. Absolutely correct. That's how I go. Yeah,
it's my gut, and I'll talk to my family. They, in times that I don't know my gut, they know it. So talk to my family about it. But also, what's the intention of the project? Like for Nickelodeon, it was bringing joy to families in their living rooms and rebooting Double Dare, which was an iconic thing in the 90s and early 2000s. So to bring that back and just have joy at the core of it all, like that's
and fun.
Yes, just fun.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
So there's a very special lady that you're very good friends with, and I cannot let you go without asking, how did you and Michelle Obama meet?
I was like, oh, I think Michelle Obama.
A very special first lady.
That's right, Miss First Lady Michelle Obama. It's so casual now. I was like, who's she talking about? She is a wonderful just being. She's so present. She's so there in every moment. She is so intentional from her words to actions. She is just a huge inspirer of mine when it comes to becoming. Check out her book.
Yes, of course. Me too. And for my family. A lot of women in our family.
Right. It's so inspiring. Her podcast too. And like, it truly is the impact that she's made in this world. And on me specifically, I'm so thankful for. But yeah, getting out the vote was so important to her. When We All Vote is an organization I'm a proud co-chair, and making sure that you feel empowered was just a really good message.
I love that she cared about the health reasons. I mean, she spoke about something then about our culture, our community, of being more health conscious of what they put into their bodies to bring down obesity, of which we took a hit with COVID, and that didn't help. You know what I mean? She was onto something, and to just diminish what she did. I hope it's right back in there now, because I thought it was traveling the world, I get to see different cultures all over the world and how they live and eat. And I've got to tell you, our first, Michelle Obama was absolutely right about that.
Right.
And it's, you gotta educate.
You do.
The only way they're gonna know that they gotta educate. It is not healthy to eat that way and to take care of it. It doesn't. You're not taking care of you. You're cutting off your lifespan.
Right. And to make us all the more aware of that, and to be this voice and power that uses it for the best ways and educate. I got to go, speaking of traveling and Mrs. Obama, I had the combination of the two. I went to Vietnam with her to go, and it was so powerful. I got to go and sit down at a girls' school in Vietnam and learn about an organization called Room to Read. And I wouldn't have had this experience if it wasn't for the impact that is Mrs. Obama and her work with Girls Opportunity Alliance and prioritizing girls' education. Like, well, you know, who would
she
say,
doesn't talk, she does. And
she does.
She walks her walk, and she does. And I 110,000% respect that.
Yo,
and you're doing the same thing. I actually love Vietnam. And when I went there, I actually did go to a school also, but I was there for a job, and I always, whatever country I go to that I've never been before, I always try to fit in that I have an hour in between, I want to go to a school. So, but it was really surreal landing there, because now it's called Chiang Mai, but just knowing it was called Saigon, and just remembering all that footage I've seen on documentaries of people scrambling to get out during that war, because they are so resilient, those people, and that's why, and they all had such smiles in their faces, was so sweet and accommodating, but you know these people have suffered.
Right, of course.
You know?
And to know that history and to be there and really actually be there when you are there, like, that's so important for your, you know, to immerse yourself into an environment that's different than yours and learn and absorb how they work and function. And
I mean, talk about forgiveness.
Right. Working on that. But it is. I'm grateful for it. I can't wait for the day that we can travel again in a healthy, beautiful new world we'll be living in. But until then,
my last question to you. Well, not the last. It's almost the last.
Oh, hit me.
Who would be your dream collaboration? I know who, but I want you to tell me.
Okay, so you know who, so you know it's you. All right, well, let me give you my other answer.
Texas.
No, you know it's Beyonce.
Of course, it's Queen Bee.
It's Queen Bee. I've said that since I was a little kid, that I've always wanted to be a background dancer for Beyonce. That, and I mean that in the like widest interpretation of it. If I'm in the parking lot behind her while she's performing and I'm dancing, then that's a backup dancer. I just want that.
Have you met Queen Bee?
No, I haven't.
I'm sure you're going to meet her very soon. Once we're hopefully in new times.
Manifest that for
me. Really a beautiful song.
Yeah.
Really. And since I've known her from Destiny's Child, she's consistently been the same. She's just a really beautiful song. Really sweet.
I'm sure that's that Southern Belle. She is Houston raised.
She just keeps it real.
Right.
Yeah.
Texas is just sweet people who are just so firm in their faith and family. Like,
listen, you're one of Texas' finest, so don't be thinking you're not. You're one of Texas' finest too. No. I need a little help from you. Here's the favor. So when I sign off and I say to everyone, thank you for watching No Filter. Please subscribe and like my video and
Yeah.
Can you help me?
Yes, girl. What's up?
Okay, so in the terms of like, I'm saying it like, do I say, so thank you for watching the episode. Please like my video and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
This is so endearing. I love this so much.
And then what?
Yeah. And then you can give like a sign off if you like Naomi out.
Okay, well, I'm also wacky. I'm always kissing.
Yeah, okay.
Kisses, and then sometimes I just fall to the. I fall out from the thing.
I love that.
It depends how I feel, but I mean, is there any tricks that you can give me?
You know, I think the consistency of like having that little like, I used to say little brown girl out, and that's when I would dip out of the camera. I've evolved into a young brown lady.
Young brown lady.
Brown lady. Rebranding. But I think that having that consistency is kind of fun. They kind of join in, like, you know, your family and your audience watching join in. on saying toodles with you. So that's fun. But I think you're doing it. I want to put you back in your power because you have so many wonderful videos and interviews.
So if I come up with a little antidote, like, I mean, oh God, I don't even know what I would say.
No, you could definitely say, like, subscribe if you want to see more videos like this. Make sure to check it all out right here. And then you can gesture to a part of the screen that you can't see physically, but in post, your team will put something fun there. And then there you go.
Okay.
You can click here to see more videos like this. Click
so like and subscribe. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel.
Yes, just like that.
Okay.
You got it. And you can say Naomi's out.
Okay, thank you so much.
That's some OG tips, covering the camera and then it just cuts to the cards.
Oh, I like that. Thank you, Liza.
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Liza Koshy, it's been such a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you so much just for being you and your true, authentic self. And it's inspiring so many. And I know that whatever you touch will turn to gold. And I personally am very proud of you. And I'm very happy to meet you.
Whoa, that means the most coming from someone so wonderful. I am so honored and so thankful. So thank you for having me on.
And I know Thanksgiving's coming up soon. So have a happy one with your family back in Texas.
I will. Gratitude attitude is on its way. It's already here.
Okay, so what did you say? What was your little brown girl? What? What did you say?
I said, please like and subscribe. Watch here for other videos. Make sure to check out all of Naomi's wonderful interviews. She does a brilliant job every time. She gives me life and YouTube. So check out and subscribe. And Naomi's out. Is she out?
I like
it out.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
It's
God
such a
bless
pleasure.
you. And have a lovely afternoon.
You too, Naomi.
Bye, my darling.
I'll see you at the Met.
Yes, at the Met.
At the Met. At the Met. We're going to
see the Met. See the Met.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Thank you, team.
What an episode. I mean, I want to thank all of these wonderful 3 ladies, women of color, who are out there doing it for themselves. Self-made, own businesses, and doing it successfully and doing it well. We are all so proud of you. And I'm so blessed and honored that I got to speak to all 3 of you today. It's just, you're thriving. You're all thriving. Remember, it is so important to be your true and authentic self. Don't worry about what anyone's thinking about you. Just be you. You cannot go wrong. You heard it from the 3 greatest today. That was the common thread throughout all 3 conversations. Be you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my video. Hold on. Please don't forget, gonna do it Liza's way. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to my video and YouTube channel. And I will see you very soon. Peace out.